Oh, hi. Been a rough week. We're gonna mine instead, because why would I do the things I should be doing when I can play a video game? Also, I have different software, so I haven't figured out all the kinks yet, so bear with me. Mirroring my camera is difficult. I'm actually just gonna go play because it's easier. Oh, hi. All the stuff moving out of the way. Oh, hi. Also, for frame of reference, if you guys hear... Whoops! That one. Ah, there we go. If you guys hear background noises, it's Teddy playing a game. But it's fun, and I kind of like having the background noise. And to be honest with you, this is a little weird size, so I'm going to move it like that. Ta-da! Immersion break moment. Oh no! Oh no! No! Okay, so I need to fix a thing real quick because I want to see if in here... Ah, there we go. Thank you. Okay. So, when we last left our intrepid miner, there's no real story at this point. Every time this game repeats, it dies. Person dies, and then you become one of their ancestors. Ah, peasant, I have an important task for you. Oh gods. I've noted this mine is plagued with terrible earthquakes. Well, yes, the whole thing's been shaken for days. I need you to delve into the middle of the mine to find the source of the tremors. I believe I already have, sir. Giant bug. Ah, hi, Vuthra. I decided... I decided because my week has been really crappy, I am going to mine to get better. It was a weird day. But anyway, how are you? How's it going? I don't have a headset. Well, no, I do. Actually, Opal doesn't have a headset, which is why I was like, I can stream tonight because Opal won't be here. I must check on people. It's the way it works. Oh, another question. Am I lagging again? Ah. Also, just to let you know, if you hear noises in the back, it's Teddy playing, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I think. So yelling may happen periodically, of a nondescript form. My noise gate can only handle so much. Hmm. Boink. What? No, okay. Oh no! I'm sorry, what's going on? This week in general has just kind of been oddly cursed. In several different ways. And no, Splar, are you okay? I hope so. Well, this week for me was slightly complicated, mostly because I don't have a very close relationship with my family. In fact, I avoid them intensely. And someone keeps trying to reach out, and I keep getting aggravated that it happens because it makes me feel like a bad person. And I, in general, I found that this was a little bit more of an escape plan to try to figure out what I wanted to do with my evening, so to speak, rather than dwell on something that was bad. So hopefully, you know, if you hang out for a bit, maybe we can talk about something a little more fun and it'll help ease your mind a bit. But feel free. I got stuck doing the thing that I hate the most today, which is really rather silly if you think about it. So, and one aspect of my job, I like most parts of my job. You're going to say a sarcastic phrase, but you have nothing. I'm sorry. Commissario? Is that how you say that? Hello. Nice to see you. Oh, bonjour. But no, I'm kind of I kind of have I fix, you know, machinery, computers, as people know. And the one part of my job that I absolutely hate is setting up damn machines. I don't mind fixing problems all day, but crawling around on the floor, setting up cables for someone like me is torture. It's one of those things that when you do it, I have to get it perfect because I'm a freaking weirdo like that, and it just makes me nuts. So I of course ended up way later than I was supposed to be. I was late getting home, and yeah, it was just like really annoying. And then as soon as I finished doing it, someone that is about the same level as me, so to speak, decided that they didn't like the way it was set up and I should fix it. It's not even theirs. It's so annoying. And of course, because I'm a good person and I'm basically a doormat, I did it anyway. But then I proceeded to complain about it to myself for 30 minutes, which is why I was late. Well, I've hung out a couple times in your streams, you know that. But in general, I'm not really good at it either. I just kind of do it. Hey, Scooby! I see you! Yeah, outside stuff can definitely factor on your head sometimes, and sometimes you just need to take a break and figure it out. But in general, like, if you enjoy it, I wouldn't give it up. Because it's one of those things that, if you enjoy it, it's worth doing. You just gotta find out what makes you happy about it, you know? Like this, I wasn't gonna do this most of the time. I'm more content watching than I am actually doing. And I just sort of decided one day, you know what, it'd be something I would want to try, and if I can't do it for the right reasons, it doesn't make sense to do. You know? Because there's a lot of work that goes into this. There's a whole lot involved, obviously. And, you know, we all know that. Yes, and if you're Vuthra, you can shake your flan. But in general, I wanted to do it because I wanted to talk, and maybe somebody would stumble across that had kind of the same mindset as me, and I'd sort of collect folks that were a little bit, you know, unhappy in other places and would decide to hang out here. But that's kind of the only motivation I had. Like, I've said before, if you want to be famous, this is a rough road to do. It's not impossible, but it's definitely a challenge. And it takes a lot of work and a lot of luck and a lot of other stuff altogether to do it, so. I have been claimed as friend, which is nice. Those are necessary things for me. I need to be adopted. It doesn't work otherwise. But no, it can be a challenge to put yourself out there in any respect, and sometimes if you think nobody's listening, it feels even more silly talking to the dark. It's honestly why I have an avatar, is because I was worried about doing this and talking to myself for an extended period of time, and I figured if I talked to my avatar, it was easier. Because again, giant child. But yeah. We have effectively started over because I'm silly. But no, I think the breaks are good for perspective, and it always helps to have them because you need those sometimes. Your brain just can only handle so much at one time. And eventually you short circuit, and that's when your body goes, you know what? I tried to tell you. And that's never good. But if it is something you enjoy, try to focus on the things you enjoy about it, and at which point the rest will kind of come together. So your stream style is a little bit different. Maybe you watch them back and figure it out and just go, okay, that makes sense. I think that it would be better if I did it this way. I wouldn't listen to too many people that like give you crap for it, but if you start hearing the same sort of thing consistently, that's the point that I'd sort of go, hey, maybe they're onto something. But if the issue is that nobody's coming, I think that if you gotta find something that you're passionate to talk about. Or, you know, be me and never shut up. Because sometimes when people come in and I worry that like I'm mumbling to myself or I'm being weird and I don't have Boother's favorite topics, food and sussy conversation. But yeah, you kind of find something that you can speak about even to yourself. Mine is mostly stupid crap that I have to go through and have learned a while. Talking about alcohol can help. Talking about something other than the game sometimes too, just because think about it from your perspective. If you went and look into somebody and there's, you know, only 1 or 2 people there and you initially like, I don't know what to say. There's nobody going on. There's nothing talking. And he's staring at the screen kind of talking about what he was doing. At some point, you just sort of go, okay, maybe if I give it a little more color or flavor to it, it could help. Just suggestions. I promise I was actually there for having a good time, too. And you're the only one that taught me about the Frostpunk. Because I was looking to figure it out. Yeah. See, so maybe you need to play something that just makes you feel stupid. Bear in mind, the reason why I'm playing this game right now is because, honestly, I would have been playing it if I didn't stream anyway. Because I decided to sit here, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to end up talking to myself anyway. Because that's what I do. And I figured I may as well turn the camera on. Because I didn't have anybody else. So, if you guys weren't here right now, I would probably still be doing the exact same thing, but I would be probably spouting some weird nonsense at the same time. Maybe if you find something that makes you laugh, or that is silly or fun, or if you like doing voices, pick like an RPG that doesn't have too many voices to it. Just something else to engage it might help you. I believe, though. I have been in your streams. You know, I do actually believe that if this is what you enjoy doing, that you can put your heart into it and you can be happy doing it. See? Sometimes the motivation hamster helps. In a weird sort of way. Mostly it's just me talking nonsense, but I'm at least pleasant sometimes. I was upset at the internet today because there's a bunch of stuff about like how lonely this particular generation is and how we found different ways to connect to people. And so that's what was on my mind today. Exactly. Sometimes you need to bring back the part that you enjoyed. Like maybe it means that you play something incredibly silly. Or you find a way to challenge yourself to do something ridiculous. You know? There's always options. Now, Boother brought up food. I am currently cooking pulled pork in the oven for the next hour. So Well, I have a timer set. If I decide to ignore it, I may cause myself a problem. Because I have to turn the oven off. I don't actually have to take it out though, and pulled pork's kind of one of those things that it's hard for you to screw up. Because you sort of just leave it in there until it falls apart. Yes, silliness is good. Sometimes, like, I was watching somebody play Conker's Bad Fur Day, which makes me laugh every single time because my brain is silly. And I like it. But yeah. Sometimes silliness will fix most ills. I have found that in some of the worst situations or worst feeling situations that I've dealt with, if I can get myself to laugh, even if it's something completely ridiculous, it will help to kind of bring myself back to reality a bit. Which proves that laughing will help fix a multitude of problems. Oh, hi. Ha. Besides, I'd rather be busy than bored. Bored is the worst. And this gives me something to do. Because I noticed, before I started this, that my issue was kind of... I put myself into work and I didn't really do much else. It was just sort of a thing that I did. And then it was the only thing I did. And I got upset with myself because it was like I had to do something else, at least for myself, at least as a hobby or something. I mean, I played video games, but that was from my couch. So it's not like I went anywhere else or even talked to anybody else about anything. I just sort of sat there. And so I decided that maybe I should try talking a bit more. Ow. Get smacked by a rock. This is how we get here. Yeah. What? Being crushed to death by a rock monster for no reason. That was uncalled for. Ow! How dare you? Get over here. Quick! Pay attention and don't die. No one will take you seriously if you die to this thing. Come on. Ah. 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 Yeah. Woo. Hi. I'll be Teddy. Ah. Oh, look, as soon as I acknowledge him, I die. And I get Cinder emotes too. It's my favorite. These things make me happy. Okay. Ah, we have stuff. We don't have enough money for stuff, but we have stuff. That's good. I'm wondering if he's inspecting to see if it's janky or not. Blue Cinder. Oh, I like Blue Cinder. Cinder is actually my favorite. Goes Cinder, Silver Veil, and Zen. Be the top 3 of all things. To me. And that would be the 3rd. Thank you for that. I am a dork. Ah! And Isaac, which is what I was going to play initially. I thought about it. And I was testing with Isaac first. And believe it or not, I had to have the volume loud enough to drown out the other room, so the music was so loud I couldn't hear myself think. This one I can control a little better. Good! I'm glad. I am happy that helped. It is one of the things that I actually hoped to do. But in general, I do think that sometimes perspective gives clarity. Because when you can get an idea and go back to what made you happy, then you can go move forward with that idea, which is the better part to do. So hopefully I see you play something silly. Oh. Bye bye. We have a two-person desk, so Teddy came in to do something on his computer and sent me messages in chat, obviously, and then left. But, no, I do hope that you do continue what makes you happy, because you're kind of the only person in your way. Ah, space engineers! That would be fun. That would be fun. Oof. Oof. No. Thank you for that, because that made me... Daddy's talked about it before. I know it. I know of it. Because I heard him cheer from the other room, too. Which was funny. Ah, no keys. Ow! Wait, am I? Oh! But yes, it would still be fun to see. And I actually think that if you have that response of that being, you know, the one thing like, you know what? Let's do this one. I think that's the best choice, because that's the one that spoke to you the first. That's what jumped out. Oof. Bring back the happy. That's the point. And that's the best way to do it. Yay! I am glad that Fridays can be improved, because bear in mind, it is Friday. Thankfully, Daddy kills me! Ah, thank you, dear! You'll see, it's loud, because he did it really loud. It's the hard boss. I need that. It wakes me up. I think it's funny. Boop. I keep hearing myself doubled because he left his computer on. Yes. So, I did create sound alerts because I wanted to play with them and I wanted to see how they worked. So, there are some if you choose to play them. Your choice. They don't actually cost anything until I get spam, and then they'll go away. But I figured there's only like 4 people in here. Worst case scenario, it'd be, you know, someone else in the other room spamming me. He's watching. He's the one that played it. There he is. Derpy-chan is him. He will be the person that is deemed first official mod when I'm allowed to have them, because he's the bear in charge, so to speak. But, yes. He has lots of things to say. I know, I assumed you were on your phone because I can hear myself next to me. But you're not here. He stalks. It's funny. But no. Teddy has an infinite catalog of knowledge of video games that rivals most people that I have ever met, if not the top one. Because he remembers all kinds of things that I don't remember. And I don't remember any of it, so that's fine. He's here. I get a stupid reaction for half a minute. But what are the thoughts on? Or a wise old sage? No, that's just the beard, dear. He may look a bit like a bear, and mostly is one. Ah! Floaties! No! Okay. Going back. Thank you. Remember the Nickelodeon game where the characters fought robot version? Oh, you mean like the BattleBots kind of thingy? I don't remember if that's what it's called, but like the robots that they built, it was like the Bot Wars, but it was kids. Or am I thinking of something else? Which is highly possible. You remember it being bad. Everything you remember is bad. He has an infinite knowledge of bad stuff in his head. Why he has to live with me, I am the sunshine. Or something. I don't know. I really appreciate last me out of here. Yes, I blew up to let the blacksmith out. He remembers lots of things. Legend of Dragoon. Let's see what the opinion person says. I don't remember it. He does. Because honestly, what would have happened, and it's been like, if you guys were just here, like visiting or something, I would have just yelled over the wall like, hey, do you remember? Of the toy bots. See, it was, I had like BattleBots on the brain. Needed 4 discs worth of game. And this is obviously like, I want to say PlayStation game time, or is this computer game from forever? I assume PlayStation or something though. Because I'm of I've actually owned a computer that used floppy disk, you know, all those things that nobody knows anymore. Yeah. PSX and PS2. Ah, okay. Sony first party. Got. I didn't have Sony items as a kid. My house was only Nintendo for a long time. I didn't buy an Xbox until I was in my 20s. Honestly, it was the console that my dad understood. That was the reason he bought it. That, and it had a hockey game. It had Blades of Steel, which I did play obsessively, and he used to get so mad when I beat him. That was funny. Ugh, goodness. Excuse me. Drink. Ah! Teddy has a PS3 and a PS4, I think, and the PS4 you did work on, if I remember correctly. It's now turned into obscure games chat. Yes, yes, yes. It allowed you to do the fist fights. It was great. I loved it. I mean, apart from the fact that my dad was kind of a jerk, so. It was like one of the few times I got to do something like that. It was great. Yes. It was the PS3 that you modded out completely. Like, took out his brain like 4 times. I think part of it is that, like, we were nerds, but we were also, like, broke nerds, like most of my adolescence, so it became creative nerding, because you couldn't afford actual nerd stuff at that point. The Nerf shooter game on the Wii. Yes, I do. The original Wii, I had one, and I think my motion tracker broke in like 2 days. And so I ended up in this weird position where I had to sit in just the perfect spot on the couch to try to actually make it so that it would see me correctly. Blame my sister. Let me see. My favorite... I really, obviously, I mentioned Conker's Bad Fur Day earlier because it makes me laugh endlessly no matter what. But a lot of rare games are like that anyway. But, in general... Oof. I died. That's okay. Probably my favorite game ever was the original Zelda. Because it's the one I probably played the most of. It was also the first thing that I finished on the Switch. Yes, so there will be lag, and then screaming in between the lag, because that's what happens. Of course. I assumed so. Remember, I can hear you. He checks in. I can hear him now. He's back in his match. But yeah, obscure video games are a topic that's talked about a lot with us. And the retro games, and my my stepdad, who I actually liked, at one point like reprogrammed Atari cartridges. So I've come from a lineage of nerds, apparently. Yeah. Weird place. No. Okay. Now that I've, fallen to my death several times, we will continue on, and I will pay attention, and actually try to do better. Or, you guys will distract me again, and then I won't know what I'm doing. Either way, one of two. Ah! This is the blacksmith that we saved a minute ago. He now has stuff. Did I make boots? Boots are always good. If I can make them, I probably should. Can I make them yet? Let's see. Nope, can't make them yet. Soon I can make boots. Yes, before the girl comments of, separating woman and shoes. Before those happen. Go. Ah! I got an achievement. Which obviously popped up behind me so you didn't see it. But, let's see. So, ow. What should I talk about? What should I continue discussing that just seems to be at length because all I do is talk? Oh. So, I have been testing a bunch of things, and I really want to do karaoke because I like singing, and I've been testing with my audio settings, which means I've been singing the same songs like 5 different times. So much fun. No, it's not. It's horrible. I hate practice. Ah! But I think it would be fun. I haven't decided when. And bear in mind, the other thing is that I am horribly afraid. Which is part of the reason why I don't want to do it, but I probably will because I'm horribly afraid, because part of the thing that I decided to do was do crap that scares me, because I hide a lot. Armored Core does release Thursday. That is also a very hype thing here. I believe some people may get to play it early, but I know that we pre-ordered it. And I know that I had to get my Armored Core education recently. Which was, I had to not only hear a extended amount about it, but also we watched a couple of different streamers play the earlier versions of the Armored Core games because I didn't know anything really about the series before that. Ah, that's always a hazard. I need new graphics card too. I actually, like, my computer is a glorified potato. And I say it's a glorified potato because it's a decent machine if I wasn't trying to do a bunch of crap all at the same time. Like, I can play Final Fantasy XIV because you could play that on a freaking toaster. But I definitely can't stream and do it at the same time because my computer seems to want to choke and die. So, we plan for parts and things and then plan to build. A lot of what I do in, you know, most of my life is overanalyze things or obsessively plan for a whole bunch of things. Ah, see, look, somewhere I can actually help you. That I know. I don't know anything about the rest of this whole process, but that part, building a machine, I know. That I can do. We tend to like to, basically the best way to go about it most of the time is if you have a technically inclined friend or if you have an idea of the ballpark you need or would like to spend and what kind of machine you want to do. So, for example, is how much do you have and what do you want to do with it? We can put together a parts list of what you can get in a reasonable price range and where it needs to be where to get as much bang for your buck, so to speak, if possible. Should you need assistance? Remember, I only offer tech support to people I actually like. If not, I charge. And I'm expensive. But you understand what I mean. You are very welcome. And you are very welcome to just kind of be here in general anytime you like. I know that it's been a bit stressful for kind of everybody this week, and so that's kind of why I'm just sitting here hanging out. Hi, Raptor. Nice to meet ya. How are you? I am mostly just talking. Which, I mean, I'm vaguely playing this game and screwing up most of the time. But you're welcome to say anything you like. We were talking about old video games. Mostly, they were talking about obscure video games that I don't entirely remember, which is why I was just repeating back what I knew about them. But they're having a good conversation between themselves, too. Having fun. So hopefully you're having a good Friday. It has been a rough week, which is why we're just talking mostly. Because everybody, when they have a bad week, kind of needs to just talk for a minute. You and Raptor know each other. That's nice. Thank you for bringing him along. I appreciate it. Explorer, do you need to sleep? Well, you see, I know though that this is one of those things that sometimes people need to hear. Go to bed. I hope you're feeling better. And I think that, you know, being cozy might help fill the rest of the gaps. But I look forward to seeing you. So I hope you go to sleep. But if you choose to stay here with me, you can. Yeah, so I see. Tattletales. Got it. See, I cannot be trusted, which I have brought up before. Literally, if given the opportunity, I will revert to a third shift schedule. I will be a vampire. I will be up all damn night. And the other horrible problem I have is if for some reason I see the sunrise, I will go up all the way around. Like, I have to stay up 24 hours, because if the sun rises, I can't go to sleep. It's a standing rule in this house that I have to go to bed by 5, because if I don't, I won't sleep until the next night. And I am a crabby witch when I'm tired. Like most people, when I am tired, I am a nightmare to deal with, and no one wants to deal with me. So says the man with crippling insomnia who can't sleep. Thank you. Yeah, sleepiness is weakness of character is not a thing you should listen to him about. Because he is the biggest grumpy bear of them all when he's tired. Unfortunately, it actually takes 3 days for him to get tired. It is. It's very much a thing and has been a thing for a very long time. Unfortunately, dear Teddy can't sleep. He's never been able to sleep. He stays up for days. There's that southern thing. See, you say it that way, that thing. And I can't talk correctly. Because I read it the way you wrote it. But yes, it is very much a thing. He does not sleep. He is the exception, not the rule. You should not listen to him. In this instance. Because if you listen to him in this instance, this will be a problem. No, autocorrect just tends to try to make you not feel like you're funny anymore, which is part of it because it likes to kill things that you say. Well, ow. No. See, just for, you know, interest, he gets to listen to this stupidness all day. My weird, freaking horrible noises and my inability to hit anything. That. Hey. Ah, no, do not. Nope. Oof. Ah. Oy, oy, oy. No. You stop it. Forgive my inability to talk to anybody right now because I'm getting beaten to death by a rock monster. Oof. However, I do think that determination. I'm filled with determination. I am not playing Undertale tonight. That would go so badly. I would be so angry for most of the time. Ah, in addition, my timer has 7 minutes. Okay. So, that's one boss down. Now, lack of sleep is no reason to torture yourself. However, I don't sleep like a normal person anyway. I am so not one to talk in regards to that whole situation. Because I will look up and it's like, oh, it's 4. And I have to go to work. Great. That's wonderful. Such a good time. My brain just goes, nope, we're not sleeping today. Like, okay, thanks. Because that's really what, you know, the world wants. Whoop. I hate this part. Always this part. Always this part. Always. Sorry. Common problem. Me and the jump button have a horrible relationship. It's the fact that I keep pushing B to jump because that's how my brain is programmed. And yes, I'm using a controller because my hands hurt and I can't WADS to save my soul. Why sleep when you can play Quake? Well, I was told that I have to do that. I was also told that I have to play what was the other one you told me I had to play? Bye, Raptor. Nice to meet ya. Well, yeah, I knew I had to play GTFO. Actually, Explorer, weren't you the one that I was talking to about this? If I remember? Ah! Ah! Yeah, you have, because I talk too much about him. I do talk too much about him. It's kind of a thing. My friends hate it. Give me crap. GTFO. I'm trying to remember. I'm getting names confused, so please bear with me. It's been a long day. Yes! I mentioned it. He does. He's talkative today. I appreciate. No, he tends to make sure I'm okay. Most of the time. He sure checks in. But, yeah. He said I had to play GTFO as well. And that you need folks. So. Oop. I forgot to allow the message because I wasn't paying attention again. Ah! Might take you up on that. I need help anyway. Because we normally play with a couple of people we know, but sometimes they're hard to get a hold of. And I do know that that game is definitely one that requires assistance. It is not a thing that I can do, like, by myself and survive. So. Because I've seen it, I've just never done it. Is it a 4-man team, I think? I think. I also asked Teddy to check the lag for me, because we don't need an experience like the other night when I had like this massive lag and I was talking to everyone, but I was talking to everyone way far in the past. It was very, very confusing. I'm also sad that Opal's headset broke. Because I hate that, like you're testing stuff and all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, it's broken! And then you're just, all your plans are done. That's annoying. Not gonna lie. Cosmic egg. Hoping that I don't get tagged for work this weekend, because every time I do, it screws up my brain. But it's one of those things that I cannot avoid. I also hope to make barbecue spare ribs this weekend. Baby back ribs. As requested. So, we'll see how that goes. I have to post pictures in Discord servers, obviously, of my product to make sure. Oof. So, another game I have to learn about is obviously the one that Teddy's playing now, which is he's playing Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I have not seen yet. We did play the Friday the 13th game. That was kind of interesting when it was around. So that was fun. Ha ha. I appreciate. I am not breaking all her stuff. This is the bunny girl. So. Ugh. I can't decide what I want to do yet in regards to what else I want to try this weekend. Because I try to make different stuff over the weekend. And we already, I made strawberry shortcake the other day. And I already said I'm making ribs. But I needed something else. So what would be a good suggestion? What would be a good side for someone who does not enjoy vegetables? That would not be me. What would be a good choice? Oh, and who has a textural problem with mashed potatoes? I forgot that. Because I would make mashed potatoes for everything. I love mashed potatoes. It's crazy. I have an obsession. Ridiculous. However, yes. Boink. Boink. I would make mashed potatoes, period. Just in general. Like, I would make them just to eat them. However, I was referring to what is a good side to have with ribs, because that's what I'm making tomorrow. And I was wondering what people would like. For someone who doesn't really enjoy vegetables, which Teddy does not. He's weird like that. And he has a textural problem with mashed potatoes, which is what brought up the mashed potatoes. And I'm hungry, so mashed potatoes are a thing in my head at all times. I'm very easy to please. It's really sad. Yams! I could make yams. I had to learn how to make Teddy's mother's yam recipe because Brussels sprouts are evil and you know it. Do not bring that up in this chat ever again. Macaroni's a good choice. We eat a lot of egg noodles here. It's like a thing, but not with ribs, obviously, because that makes no sense. But yeah, favorite like chosen side dish is normally some sort of noodle-based thing. They're evil, and you should know this. You should know this, but that's okay. You can be wrong. It's all right. Perfectly acceptable. It's one of those things that literally falls in the same category that it has with everything else, which is that you don't like this particular food. Oh, well, you haven't tried mine. No, I'm not going to eat the Brussels sprouts. I don't like them because I don't like them. It's not because you prepare them differently. It's just because I don't like them. That cut out what? Oi. Stop that. No. I've made the comment before. It's one of those things that people... When you say you don't like a particular food, people always go, oh, well, you haven't had my version. And that ends up being mostly wrong. Sometimes. Sometimes it's okay. But you say, like, I don't like onions. You can't put onions in that. And then they put onions in it, and they're like, oh, well, I didn't think you could taste them. Yes. Because I hate them. So I can always taste them. This is an example. I don't actually hate onion. The one thing I probably do is mustard, which Teddy says makes me a freak. I just really, really dislike mustard. But he doesn't eat anything, so I don't see how that counts. And yes, I know he's listening. Let's see. Now we have to collect mushrooms for this guy. Basically, we need to do his job for him because he was supposed to go collect the mushrooms for his boss, and he's taken too long. And I still have to do it. So I'm still doing other people's work. Even in my video gaming experience, I am still doing other people's job. This is an issue. Let's see. So, we've decided that macaroni is a good choice. Luther's wrong with his Brussels sprouts. And yams is a good choice. I don't know what I will decide to do, but stay tuned, basically. Speaking of staying tuned, however, I'm gonna pause this for half a second and go turn off the oven because the timer went off. So I will be right back, but I will leave you with music. Stuffed cabbage is the only concession I will give you. 1 moment, please. Hold on 1 more second, I'm eating. Okay, I'm back now. There it is. Hello again. I had to turn off the oven, and I grabbed a handful of cheese curds out of the fridge. Oh, hello. You can hide. I appreciate you. Thank you. Okay. Go back to punishing myself in this mine. Right now I need a key. Oh. Wink. Wink. I hum to myself a lot. It's one of the things I do. I know it's strange. It's okay. Go with it. Wait, no, 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 no. You little Dragon Quest slime wannabe. Get out of here. Do not do this to me. I love the slimes in Dragon Quest. I do. Like, way too much. Hmm. No. So. I watched another VTuber today who did a stream basically about how they're just kind of stuck in a toxic situation. And really, like, it hurt my heart for her because I've been through that kind of thing. It's worse than that. Oh, okay. Have a good drive. Be safe. We'll see you when you get back. Yeah. Toxic people are very hard to get rid of, especially... There are certain types of toxic people that kind of can see vulnerability in people. Like, see people that are too nice or that are kind of susceptible to that sort of thing and abuse it. And it's even worse because they feel like they can see it from like 7 miles away, and you can't, because you don't even know what the heck's going on. You're just like, why do I draw these people to me? Why does this always happen? And it's because they can kind of see it somehow, and I don't get that. I can't see anything. That's part of the problem. Obviously, I get in trouble just because I don't see things. Like, I don't see things that should be obvious things. I don't see things that other people definitely notice. And I don't. It's just like, nope. Svetsie sees none of it. You're sitting here like, what are you talking about? I'm not always the best at, I guess, judging intention. I think is where it gets weird. Is because I can observe everything, but I can't read minds even though I would like to. Because people do weird crap sometimes. Yes! It's the nega version, thank you. The negative side. The people that just like... they just show up to abuse people and they look at people like, how can I get ahead? What can I do? And I don't understand. Like, that just annoys me. Because I don't have intentions like that. And I get incredibly offended if somebody thinks that I do. Because I'm like, you cannot think that I would do that. Like, you cannot believe that that's a thing. Because I get so mad. It's like you have insulted my entire being. that happens. And I'm just like, what the hell is that? How can you think that about me? And it just turns into a disaster. I'm just like, nope. So I get really kind of confused with people's motivations for things, because if I could figure that out, I would rule the world. Officially. But because I can't figure that out, I am stuck in this position where you cannot have a hamster overlord because I don't understand people enough. It would be a benevolent hamster overlord, let's be honest. I'm easily bought off. It's not even that difficult. Dead. I'm a snack-based creature, for goodness sakes. I was also thinking about, at one point, reading a list of words that are pronounced differently across the country. Because I'm curious as to where exactly it thinks I'm from. Because it's always like a series of things. It's never the... I'm a collection of a bunch of stuff. So, like, I'm only the Yankee person I know that says y'all correctly, which is the key. There is a difference. But yes. I was interested in trying to figure that out. Because I did it at one point, like, forever and ever ago. But I still lived in the north part, and it's changed again. And I know it's changed again because I can hear it. It's weird. I know. So, back to the other subject, because again, I have ADD apparently, because I'm all over the map, but I'm not. I just don't do too great organizing my thoughts when I am trying to avoid a something, which is fine. So no. I have had rather significant toxic relationships, and it took me probably longer than it should have to figure out that those were toxic and that I was being used. And some of them were from, you know, people you're supposed to trust. Like, people you're supposed to actually, you know, believe and think are out for your best interest that aren't. And the way that these things sort of present themselves, at least in my one hamster's opinion, is these people seem to show up in a way and make you trust them first. Like, they definitely find a way in before you can, before exploiting you, because it honestly feels at certain points like you cannot get away from them without having massive things happen, like really horrible things go wrong. And so you stay in this situation that's potentially, you know, a bad situation because number one, you're like, well, it could always be worse. But number two is that you don't feel like you have too much of a choice because something really bad is going to happen if you try to leave. And you don't see that you're being manipulated right away. And then you feel dumb because you figure it out. You're like, oh my god, I fell for this for like ever. What the hell's wrong? And then, after that, you start to feel sorry for yourself about it because you're like, oh my god, no one's gonna ever want to deal with me again because I'm so stupid. And then, after that phase, because there's always another one after that, you go, okay, what did I learn from this and how do I avoid it in future? And unfortunately, the answer of how do I avoid it in future comes with a large likelihood of closing yourself off completely from people. Or, you know, a potential accident that would happen the same way. Whether it's, you know, friendships or relationships or even just a crush that goes weird. But if you talk yourself out of it hard enough, you basically spin out. And you spend this whole time shutting yourself off, and then you end up completely isolated alone, and then you're like, what? Why do I have nobody? Why am I so lonely? What is wrong? Why am I stuck this way, and am I here forever this way? And it's a trap that you created. And that's the part that's hard to get out of, because if you do it to yourself, then you're like, what the friggin' heck's wrong with me? But we all do. We all kind of talk ourselves out of things to a point where we don't even try. I mean, I guarantee you that the negative thoughts in my head, I make a joke repeatedly, and I do not wish to tempt the fates, but it is what it is. Like, there are very few things that you could say to me that I haven't said to myself at a certain point. Like... I just heard that. That was funny. Okay, so, side note, yeah. It's more fun to talk yourself into things. He has a kilt. It is more fun to talk yourself into new experiences, to say yes to new stuff, than it is to try to figure it out. Because what's the worst that's gonna happen? You don't like it? Okay. That's it. You at least know that now. No. I'm saying things obviously within a reason. We're not robbing banks just to see how it feels, although that would be fun, but no, we can't do that. It's not allowed. We're not permitted to rob banks just because I can hear Teddy now going, what? How dare you? How dare you say I can't rob a bank? No. No. But if you get yourself all worked up and you talk yourself out of it, you're never going to find anything because you're never going to try. And that's... You've stopped before you even started. Oof. Oof. Moving on. I want to talk about rodents as pets. Because nobody cares about this but me. When you have rodents as pets, you very specifically need to feed them food that is designed for them. I say this because there was an incident recently where I ordered food and I did not get the correct animal type of food. And someone got very sick because of it. And we're talking the difference between mice food and hamster food. We're talking the difference between, you know, guinea pig food and gerbil food. These matter. They're important. Also, hamsters are not starter pets. Why have a meat animal as a pet? Well, because they're adorable. And they're lovable. And if you do not know the love of a rodent, how dare you? Or, if you have not talked to your domesticated critters, I am disappointed in you. So there. You have a turtle. Does the turtle know who you are? Or does he look at you as just the weird overlord that gives him food? I've had both kinds of pets, so I'm asking. You have exception in owning a meat animal as a pet. So, you have a problem with anything that can be eaten? Or anything named after a meat item? These are questions. They're important. My coworker actually had guinea pig as a food item when she went to South America. She told me when she got back. See, I'm the type of person though that I adopted mice from the pet store because a woman came in to buy food for her ball python and she was gonna buy them, so I bought as many as I could to save them. Again, I'm a squish. This is what happens. Can't be helped. I also had a pet rat because my sister wanted a pet rat because she was obsessed with Harry Potter. And she bought it. And my mom freaked out and wouldn't let her keep it. So I inherited it. Like all the other things that I do. Yay, he's free. Oof. So the other thing that upset me today was a video I watched about people being lonely, which I mentioned earlier. But it's like the loneliest generation and we're always fighting with each other. And it feels bad to me because I'm like, you guys, it doesn't, you don't have to do that. You don't have to fight. It's not necessary. Fine. But, yeah. That was my other thought for the day. Is that, in general, just try to do something nice for somebody else. So today, when I was leaving work, I grabbed a soda out of the vending machine and I brought it with me to my car. And it's been like 100 degrees today. And our parking garage doesn't have air conditioning. Obviously, because it's a parking garage. And so I took the soda that I got from the soda machine and I gave it to the security guard that does security like in our parking garage to let me out for the day. Because I knew it'd be warm. And this guy actually doesn't really like me very much. He kind of makes a weird face at me every time he sees me, and I think it's just because he thinks I'm strange. So I brought it down to him, and when I was leaving, I put it on the desk. And he's like, "What's this for?" I said, "It's been hot today. I assumed you'd want one." He's like, "Oh, thank you." And then he asked my name, like my actual name. And I'm like, "Oh yeah." And he's like, "I see you all the time and I don't quite understand. You dress funny." I'm like, "Oh, well, yeah." That's kind of a given. And I explained what I do. He's like, "Oh, okay." But it was just funny because in my mind I'm like, you know what? I could have just taken this and gotten really angry about the whole thing, and I'm just like, you know what? This is just crappy because the guy keeps staring at me and looking at me like I'm an idiot or whatever. And instead, now he'll wave to me. So that's the better choice. Yes, I am the squishy in reality. Yes, it is how I exist in life. Yes, this is probably the reason why Teddy has to make sure that I don't die. I hear him debating the finer points of the slap bet from How I Met Your Mother. Because this has come up a couple times. We actually watch How I Met Your Mother kind of on a loop sometimes. I do that with How I Met Your Mother, and Futurama is a big one that I'll rotate. And just for the nerddom moment for me, and it's Helsing and Orin Host Club are all the things that I seem to like to watch on repeat for like the 800th time that Teddy doesn't complain about when I do it. There are some he complains about, trust me. When I get back into Top Chef or Hell's Kitchen or something, he gets really irritated because he's like, "We've seen this 700 times." Like, yes, I know we've seen it 700 times. We're gonna watch it 701. Shush. He's like, "But you start at season 1, episode 1, and you don't stop." Like, no, not until the series is done. Why do you do this to me? Well, you live here. These are the choices. He gets very, very tired of it, though. It's okay. Eventually, I swing back around to a show that he actually likes. And then he's fine. Hello, Misaki. Excuse you. Oh. Oh, my cousin Shiitake. The world outside these walls. Even though we're going deeper in the mine. Because that makes sense. That's always a conversation you want to hear, like over here. It's like, I didn't actually hit you. Exactly. Again, they're discussing a slap bet that happened about, 10 years ago at this point. I'm gonna keep making this face. But I need something more fun to talk about, so I guess I don't know what to talk about. That's really sad. That's really bad. I don't know what to talk about. This is a time that has never happened in recorded history. And Teddy would probably tell you the same thing. Because I never, ever, 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 including when I sleep, stop talking. In point of fact, if I stop talking, it's generally a problem. It's like, you know, when your cat comes over to you. Disagree, but on a point of texture. However, yes, I proceed to talk incessantly. I always talk. I talk to myself, I talk to everything. Raisins are evil. I agree with you on raisins. Raisins are actually evil. I have 2 HP. I'm gonna die. See, I would argue that pudding should be a texture that is consistent the entire way through, and tapioca disrupts it. It's a weak argument because people like boba. I've never actually had proper boba. I had Orbits when I was a kid, which is basically, you know, the West version of how to market boba as a soda. Which is ridiculous when you think about it. It's completely insane. Ah! Coffee talk moment. I'll give you a topic. I understand that. And I think that the problem I have is more... Okay, so I get it as far as like the Asian culture thing with you have to have like a different textures in every meal with like the Japanese thing. And I understand it, but probably because I'm American, I tend to expect certain textures and certain things. So, for example, I expect a mousse to be airy, not dense. I expect a pudding to be smooth and consistent, and I expect a custard to be set. Bread pudding is different. Bread pudding is a baked thing that reminds me more of a cobbler, an American version, which is like a kit with a fruit sauce on the bottom. Rice pudding is something I've actually had before. Still a pudding. But the British equivalent of pudding is different. Pudding is a dessert. Yeah, I get it. But in a weird sort of way, it's like desserts are where we all differ dramatically. Like you can say something like beef stew or pot roast and everybody's kind of got a version that they do. When you start talking about desserts, everybody's got a very specific thing and they're like regional. Not even just like to your country, they are like to your area. I mean, geez, Christmas cookies can differ house to house. Grandma to grandma. Teddy prefers pie to cake. I disagree. But he likes it. To make birthday pie instead of birthday cake. But no, desserts are strange. American pie is a thing that most people don't do outside of like, you know, the rest of the world just doesn't eat like fruit pie. Not a thing. Which is strange to me as well because obviously, you know, again, I'm American, so it makes sense. You don't you don't eat pie is better than cake unless it's cheesecake? Will you please stop making noise, you stupid thing? Stop doing what you're doing. Thank you. My phone decided to make noise and try to watch Project Melody. Thankfully the Twitch version, or we'd all be in trouble. Will you stop? Thank you. Well, okay, cheesecake is a weird exception. Cheesecake is actually just mousse with crust. Bite me. Cake is different. No. Mousse is different than pudding. Pudding is pudding. I'm American, remember? If you couldn't tell by the y'alls. But yeah. Pudding is its own thing. And there is a difference between pudding and puddin'. You know, ending in like an N. That's the fake school stuff that you get here. Or in cans. Depending on where you live. Pudding itself. I don't mean like Jello. I typically mean something like a custard. Which is sort of the same thing. Ish. Ish. Not really. Sort of. Maybe. I don't know. I shouldn't be permitted to talk. Why have I been allowed on the internet? Who let the hamster out of the cage? What happened? Oh no. I hear yelling. I hear one shot and I hear yelling. What in the world is going on in that room? No one knows. No one knows. I assume they lost. Because this is normally the answer that I get when I was told that they lost. See, it's really kind of funny that this is like totally what I'm used to. I'm used to hearing him talk in the background. Be like near the same room. Just sort of hang out. I think one of our first interactions was trying to play Borderlands 2. And Borderlands 2 is something I have a bitter pill to swallow in addition to Borderlands 2. Because we've never finished the damn game. And we've never finished the game because we get to the same point and then we somehow screw up and then we have to start over because we leave it and it just becomes a thing. But initially we were playing this game together when we lived apart. And we were playing with another friend of ours at the time. This friend was giving me crap for using like a baseline weapon at the time. And not, you know, hunting after legendaries or whatever. And he's giving me crap and giving me crap and giving me crap. And then proceeds to basically scrap his legendary weapon while talking crap to me. He accidentally dropped it into a mulcher. And I proceed to die laughing. I fell over. I literally could not breathe. I was 3 different colors on the floor. It was so funny. I couldn't stop. And I had to leave the game because I couldn't breathe. Will you please stop hitting me? It's annoying. Thank you. Ow. I was dying. And I honestly thought I was dying at the time. But I find that the delightfulness of karmic justice is always funny. However, the part that made me realize that I actually really liked this person was when he would bring it up every time we played again and remind me how hard I laughed at it. And I think it was because it's one of his favorite things that he remembers is me dying laughing over this whole incident. We're goofy. Pilfers. Oh. But no. I'm gonna make stuff. I should actually eat something today. I haven't eaten yet today. I used to get, I used to go into a chat room very regularly when I needed to talk to people. When I lived by myself. And I had one friend who would play a sound clip from Batman the Animated Series of Harley entering a room every time I came in. And I would have to tell him every day he got it wrong. It wasn't the right one. I'm Poison Ivy, I'm not Harley Quinn. If you were called pudding, you would melt in general. It's the southern thing. You just want somebody to offer you sweet tea. Just sit down, be nice. It'll be fine. The hospitality. I find it funny. I do. I really love the southern accent. It's actually quite an interesting one. It's one of America's only unique accents. You have the New York accent, but the New York accent is born of all of the different cultures coming together in the same area at the time and trying to turn Italian into English. Or Sicilian into English, really. And so that's born from its own sort of era. But southern accent is a weird one. Creole doesn't count because Creole's part French, obviously. And I also find that most people would melt if they were called pudding by somebody. Just the way people feel. Most of the time. To write someone calling you that changes the whole freaking planet, but that's different. That's a whole other thing. That's a whole other thing. That being said, whole other thing is where your imagination gets to go, which is why it's so much more fun. I'm dying. I'm dying. This is far too funny. I'm hearing a battle wage in the next room in regards to the finer points of the chainsaw in this game that just came out. And I actually heard the statement of, do you not understand how a chainsaw actually works? I hate these types of things. I know it's simple timing. I understand that. I don't have any, which is why it's a problem. That being said, don't do it again. You stupid girl. There we go. No. Walk into the thing and get hit for your trouble. Fine. Me and my aversion to the jump button apparently still continues. Still continues. And I am down to no health points. But whatever. I don't know. Today was not a good day. This week has been stressful. I normally thrive under pressure. Pressure and deadlines. Both of these things are things that I do well at. Give me a direction and tell me when you want me to be there and I will get there. But this week... week was different. Ah! And with stressful weeks, I used to be the person that was like, stressful weeks, I'm like, oh my god, I need a glass of wine, I'm gonna die. And this is not me bad-mouthing drinking at all, because I actually enjoy drinking, but I drink to enjoy it now rather than to get stupid and forget what the heck was going on. So, normally, I would say, I need a drink. However, what I actually really, really want, if I were to give myself anything that would make me feel like better, limitless option, right? Everybody's got that one thing, that comfort thing, that thing that they would want more than anything else. I want a banana split. Like, I really, really want a banana split. But I don't want to make it. Because that's the point, you see. I want someone to make me a banana split. Always. I can't stop giggling. It never happened. I punctuate my sentences with giggles, for God's sake. I literally have to tell people all the time that it's like, you know what? Unfortunately, I lol a lot because I have to. No, it's everybody has that one thing. Okay, so the day I was born, my mom, you're not supposed to eat, right? Especially if you're gonna get anesthetic. So that morning, my mom went to Dairy Queen and she got a banana split. She ate it in the car. Then she drove to her mother's house. And my grandmother had made fried chicken and sweet tea and biscuits. And my mom had fried chicken and sweet tea and biscuits. And then at 11:30, she went into labor. And I was here by about 2 o'clock. Can you guess what my favorite foods are in the entire world? Dairy Queen banana split, fried chicken, sweet tea, and biscuits. If I was given a death meal, that's what I want. We used to go to Cracker Barrel because it was close at the time. And Cracker Barrel's the only like normal place that has sweet tea. And this poor waitress, I felt so bad. I would put my cup down like every few minutes and it'd just be gone. And she'd look at me and she's like, "Do you want more?" I said, "Just bring me one every time you stop by." And without fail, it was empty by the time she came by every time. I can drink a gallon of sweet tea by myself. I can. It's my favorite thing. When I would get upset as a kid, my mom would bring me a cup of tea. And so when I realized that I would if I wasn't, you know, at the time, I think it was because we were in the northern part of the country that they looked at me like I was an alien for drinking that much. Just liquid in general. But my family, like, you just leave the jug on the table. You just leave it. It's fine. You refill it like every day. Almost. Every 2 days normally. Because it's only me. But yeah, I would drink my body weight in sweet tea if I could. Also, that would involve, you know, being socially adept enough to say, "Yes, please leave the pitcher." Because I'm not. But no, my aunt carried around like one of those gallon-sized Yeti things full of sweet tea, like every day. And she was worse than me. But yes. So obviously when I feel badly, food is what I return back to. Because food is how you can show people you care about them. But anyway, no, my mom then proceeded to go into labor, and she also was telling the doctor at the time, no, she was in labor. She's trying to deliver a baby. And leave it to my mother. Be yelling at the doctor, "No, no, no, I can do it better. I can do it better. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I screwed it up." She didn't screw anything up. She was in labor. She couldn't do anything anyway. But no, she is apologizing. This is my emulation for existence, which means that, of course, I apologize for everything. Even if it is not my fault. My mom travels, she does one of those 5-gallon drink dispensers like sports teams. Yeah. Backseat's full of tea. There's a tea budget. Okay, okay, but I can hardly judge because I have a waifu budget. So, if tea makes you happy, then tea makes you happy. But I have like a waifu merch budget. That was my aunt though. She was very much addicted to her sweet tea as well. She could not live without it. And it had to be a specific brand that she liked to make tea with, and she had to have her sun jar and everything else because she just had to. But yeah. I'm a nerd. Levi, I believe I've seen you in Vuther's chat at one point or another. I assume that's how I found you. But yeah. Yep. I thought so. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Usernames have been really weird for me just because I'm not used to them directly. Like, not used to entirely paying attention to them. I do notice consistent ones. I'm getting better at it. Ah, thank you! I assumed that was Victor trying to push me. I appreciate it. I am based off a Russian dwarf hamster. But yeah. I talk too much. I generally sit here and make weird noises. And try to be some kind of motivational hamster. The other part that is funny, at least to me, is the main reason why I play games is not because I'm any good at them, it's because I have always been a person that requires a distraction at the same time. So, here we are. Welcome. You were right. Did you guess my type of hamster? I'm incredibly picky about it, actually. It was funny. Buther was kind enough to draw a design for me that I was working on. I did too. We lost ours recently. I was very sad about it. But they're sweetheart little hamsters. They're very nice. I love them. Hello again, Explorer. How you doing? But yeah, I'm incredibly picky about the type of hamster I am. Like I said, Buther was kind enough to work on a piece that I had for him. I was working on. He was kind enough to help me with it, and he sent it back to me, and it was colored wrong. And I'm like, it looks perfect, except one thing. It's the wrong color. You just read hamster, and I'm like, yeah, but I'm a Russian dwarf hamster. It's very specific, and the name is intentional because I'm named after my original Russian dwarf hamster. And we named her Svetlana because it sounded the most Russian princessy. Because she was a Russian princess hamster, so it was okay. But yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah. I love the Russian dwarf hamsters, and I've seen, I did not own, but I have seen one of the white ones, and I want one. And at one point, I did make mention of this, but I don't know if you know this. One of the largest pieces of furniture in our house is a 3-story, basically, hamster mansion. One of the wood ones that you see, like, looks almost like a rabbit hutch, but it's scaled down. But yes. No, rabbit hutch. Silly creature. Most people, you know, reasonably buy hamster cages. We did not. I was talking about sweet tea and hamster cages. But yeah, we bought the giant hamster mansion. Boiled the little ham rot and it was great. But I have seen one of the white ones. I want one. You would consider this an expense that you were willing to spend money on? Do you need special furniture for this? Is this important enough to have special furniture? I have the one where he's allowed to actually burrow. Like they put dirt and stuff in it, so it's like a terrarium that he lives inside. Yes, I have seen them. I love them. We considered it. It's so much fun to watch. Yeah, but there are wedge pillows that do that way cheaper than that. But yes, we watched all kinds of videos about the giant like burrow enclosures where you can watch them and see what a hamster would be like in the wild. Like a real hamster. Yeah, but they wouldn't know looking at a wedge either. However, I digress. You and your furniture habits are your own business, sir. I also seem to I'm potentially slightly insane because I do post every single hamster gif I can find. I don't know why. It's a compulsion. As soon as I see it, it has to be done. Yes, I'm having two conversations at the same time and they are vastly different. Yes. Yes. No, I can do that though. I can have two wildly different conversations all at the same time. I am unsure how tall he actually is. He's never said. Really? I used to love that too. I would take like parts from bird toys and things like that to give her all kinds of options. Yeah. Well, then you're in trouble because Teddy's 6 foot. I'm the hamster here. Okay, so at one point I knew someone who was 6'4". I met his family, and please understand I'm like 5'7" on a good day. And he was 6'4". His mother was 5'11", and she was the shortest because his father and his brother were both 6'2". I was the shortest person in the entire group for the whole time. It was really weird because I'm 5'7". I'm normally like in mid-range. I'm not like the shortest person. Yeah, apparently something in the water. I don't know. But they were all freaking enormous. And you were being from the North Wilderness of Canada. I don't know what's in the water out there. But, you know, it's probably related to the amount of trees that you get. More oxygen than the rest of us or something. Makes y'all grow better. Most of my family was right around the same size as me. Mostly. I mean, my sister was shorter than me, my mom was shorter than me. But not by like dramatic amounts. It wasn't like we had a 4-foot somebody in there. Most of the Canadians are freakishly tall. I get lumberjack vibes from almost all of them. Yeah, but Teddy, your mom is shorter than me. Most Americans are just short. I disagree. Not all of them are short. Most American VTubers are short. Most of us are small. Yeah, he got the tall genes in the family. Mama Bear is not so tall. We are not having that debate. Do not make me time you out. They get bonuses for maple-related talents. This is true. Maple syrup candy was your favorite thing in the world. So shush. Okay. Listen, sir. You can't just call all of us short when you're like the same height as. You do get to like say that if you go full lumberjack, but you have to go full lumberjack to get there. Yes, I also made him try poutine. Luther and I had an extended conversation about poutine. Honestly, almost anything maple flavor I seem to like, but that's probably because I'm, you know, from the land where there are, you know, maple trees. I used to go see maple sugar, like, maple syrup being made. There was this place, that had their own, like, trees that they used to do all the stuff for, and then they, well, I will send you a picture of, like, a werebeaver. You can do that. But yeah, you're gonna have to go full lumberjack. However, yeah, it was a maple sugar house that actually had a restaurant attached to it that you could go have pancakes. Exactly. I only know a couple. We used to go all the time because, like, obviously it was a thing. So you must be from the land where if you put like maple syrup on snow, you can turn it into candies. Because we used to do that when I was a kid too. And I do know what the grades of maple syrup are and how they differ. Ah, the joys of a northern education. Oh no, you can. Ah. It's not cold enough here for my liking either. Quack. Tango. They're mostly just there for you to play. Because you're the only one that plays them. Oof. Go away, bug. Oh no, what happened? You are having a rough couple days over there, Explorer. I'm sorry. No, you live in the northern part above California. Food is problematic. Who doesn't know how to eat an ice planet? Nobody knows that anymore. Like a totally dated reference. It's okay though. jeez. The extension of Alaska. Oh no. My food hates me most of the time. Actually, me and the microwave have a rather horrible relationship. The French leftovers, that's what they call you guys? Oof. Fetch. Ow. See. See, and I thought that was just the French Canadians. Ah. Teddy's playing Quake. I heard clicking. So, yeah. I'm sorry your lunch attacked you, Explorer. That wasn't nice. Lunch shouldn't do that. How dare you? Then again, I'm the person that eats like popcorn for lunch. Which I did not do today. I actually didn't eat anything today. Dinner. Well, it is a bit late. If I remember correctly, you're close to my time. Ish. Yeah. Oof! No! No! Ah! But no. Yeah. It's 11 o'clock here too. Me EST. Ah. How are you still conscious? Breakfast at 5 a.m. and dinner at 5 p.m. This sounds like the perfect schedule. Unfortunately, I have trouble adhering to schedules. Which is, you know, ironic. Cause duh. But no. What'd you have for dinner? Breakfast for dinner? I like breakfast for dinner. I went back to bed. Well, yeah. Like, at a certain point, I don't know if you do this, but I do this. I wake up and decide it's too early to be awake yet. And I'm just like, no. I will... Teddy hates that I can do this, but I will literally force myself to go back to sleep until it's a reasonable time. I can only do this if I am tired and if I do not get up. If my feet hit the floor, it's over. I'm awake. Oh! 6 a.m. shift. I could not do that. I can barely do my 8 a.m. shift without feeling like I'm gonna die. And also feeling like I can't wake up until about 10. Then I start to feel like myself again. And there is a bug in here that is making me nuts. I have a thing with flying things. If I see them, they freak me out. Like weird movement I wasn't planning for in my peripheral vision makes it so that I just kind of tweak out a little bit. But yes. Yes, like a true hamster. Very limited vision and easily startled. That sounds about right. So yeah, if I had my choice, I would actually not work the 8 a.m. shift, but I didn't have a choice when I was hired, and now it's kind of stuck, so it just is what it is now. But yes, even now, about every, I want to say 6 months or so, I have like a 2-week portion of time where I definitely screw up and can't bring myself to wake up. And am I as destructive as a hamster? It would depend. If left out of my cage and unattended, I do get into trouble. Oh yes, I did destroy your coffee table, I forgot. I jumped into the void and landed on his coffee table. And the fridge. I killed the fridge too. I said I went into the void, and Explorer said, "Ah, what are you doing in my home?" And I said, "I'm sorry about your coffee table." And then I went into the void again, and I hit terminal velocity and I killed the fridge. Shattered stuff, it just broke everywhere. It was a total mess. And then I proceeded to disappear from the void entirely and he had to clean it up. Sorry, Explorer. Well remembered, thank you. Oh my goodness. I have an inside joke. Never happens. Never happens. However, yes. Destroying Explorer's coffee table is now my penance. I need to somehow appease. You know, he wasn't planning on buying a new coffee table right now. It was not a thing that was in the plans. Ah! Destructive short attention span. There's probably another connotation there. Got mad and picked it up and threw it out of the house because it was not behaving. And wanted a door. Oh no. Oh good, you at least stole another coffee table. Good. I was concerned. I didn't want to have to, like, get a bill. Although you may bill me for the fridge at some point, I'm pretty sure. See, okay, so my oven door doesn't open all the way. There's a radiator in the way. And this makes me really, really frustrated at times. And it is the only time I have ever been tempted to try to figure out how to remove something. Yes, the people that lived here before did not use the oven or replaced the stove right before they left. I'm not sure which one it was. Probably the latter, thinking the house would sell better. But the oven door doesn't open all the way. So, like, you can't cook a turkey because you will drop it on the floor. Trying to get it out of the oven. So, Thanksgiving we don't do. We make ham instead. You and Teddy both. Teddy gets called to move things. That's like his family's common complaint. Is to call and go, you need to come over here. Why? Because I have to pick up something heavy. Okay. The question then becomes is why are you throwing appliances? I mean, I can't ask Teddy that because he thinks it's fun. So I will ask you, why are you throwing appliances? Is it a frustration reason or just for self-entertainment? Just because you can doesn't mean you should. That's a very common statement. Ah, you remodeled your house before you moved in. See, I couldn't do that because I could only afford to pay, you know, utilities and rent in one place. Or mortgage, depending on what you're thinking of. But either way, that was kind of the thing when we bought this house because we weren't like, we could do a fixer-upper situation because there's building experience in the family, but in general, like, we didn't... I had to live somewhere while they did it. How much remodeling did you do? Like, did you do like the whole... Did you just gut it, or did you actually just do certain rooms to update them? I also never expected to own a house. Just like a thing. It never actually, like... I knew I wanted one, I just never thought I could actually do it. So, that was impressive to me when I got there. Excuse me, voice went weird. Sorry. Ah! I see. Mm. Refixed all of it. Yeah. When you inherit something, it's kind of that way. But, like, oh no, we don't want this house anymore. We're gonna move to a different place, but we'll sell it to you for what we have left on the mortgage, and you can live there, and we'll just get it fixed up. And you're like, yeah, that's great. And then stuff goes weird. Oh no, it was one of those. It's like, yeah, this is the height of importance. It's a Betamax. This is true. When you don't know what you're gonna do, or like you have the opportunity. So okay, my very first apartment was horrible. Like, it was super bad. It was like the worst place in the world. And when I took my mom to see the apartment, and I was just desperate to get out of the situation I was in. So it was like, I can afford it. It's not entirely scary. It'll be okay. And when I brought her over to look at the apartment, she keeps going like, oh, we can do so much with it, and we can get curtains, and we can do this, and we can do this. And my dad just looks at it, he's like, what is wrong with you? Like, why are you gonna live here? So this proves that my mother was a cheerleader even to the end, even when I was making like some weird stupid decision. That being said, because he said that, and then he proceeded to say you're gonna lose it within a week, I kept it for years. Out of sheer spite. Just pure spite. I knew I could move like 3 times over. No. You could still back out and get all the money you wanted. Ha! This is true. Yeah. I get applause for spite. That's good. It's a good choice. Cause yeah, I should. Required some other champion skill if you think about it. It was one of those things that like you really have to try to be that kind of spiteful. Because if you're not, it's definitely going to be weird. I don't know. I can be really mean sometimes. I can be a really feisty hamster. It was very nice to see you. We'll hope to see you again. You're welcome anytime. I appreciate the encouragement. It actually makes it so that I actually think I'm doing okay. So. Now, would you prefer to be called Levi or Wolf? Just curious. Or Levy if you want. Not sure which. There are several choices. Let's see. I think I have one more run in me. Ah. Shush. No, I have one more run. And I hope that I get further than I have. But this has been fun. Yay. Yay! We're going again. Ba-dum-bum. Okay. I have no money. In we go. So. I assume both you're streaming this weekend. What did you intend to play? I'm just curious. Ow. Stabby. Get out of here. Go away. Helfer. Listen. Listen, I say. You don't know yet? Okay. You're allowed to not know. I didn't know what I was gonna do tonight. Okay, so here's the thing. I love Minecraft because I like organization, obviously. I do. It's kind of a secret obsession. However, no one wants to watch me play it. Oh! Well, if you want to start, I'll send to you. But I was gonna say that Minecraft is one of those games that I really, really love to play, but no one would enjoy watching me play. Because all I do is dig a hole to bedrock and then just branch outwards like some sort of weird virus. I become the queen of resources, one way or the other. I will have everything. If I can. I haven't decided yet. But I will only do it if somebody actually asks me specifically, because... Well, yeah. Obviously. You don't play no one plays vanilla Minecraft. I mean, he's... Well, if you want to make a modded server and invite me, I will happily build things. Yes, lots of people build redstone. I just like to dig. I am basically a mole. These like machines. I would assume the rules are simpler. Texture, so modded Minecraft to a certain extent, it depends on the mod. I don't have a problem with vanilla Minecraft as far as like just feeling zen about Minecraft. Or if I want to play something that I know like the back of my hand. But if I'm looking to do something more challenging, I would think that or if we were talking streaming it or something like that, I would think that modded would give a little more to it, just on a personal note, as far as an observational viewer would be concerned. That being said, I've also seen some modded servers go to hell. Yes, it gives you the option to build crazy, which is impressive if you can do it. I'm just a pixel art person. Teddy built me a giant TARDIS in Minecraft while I was at work one day. Because I wanted it, and he put a beacon inside it. I still have it. Server still exists in data at very least. Oof. Well, yes, because you're... Okay, so... The reason why conversation goes wild in Minecraft is because you can play the game without really thinking too hard about the game. It gives you the opportunity to talk without feeling like pressured to complete whatever objective you're working on. It's ideal in the realms of streaming because it is something that you can do and talk at the same time. You build a functional TARDIS, so it was a teleporter. Powered by artificial sun and everything. Very cool. See, the main reason why Teddy building me a TARDIS in Minecraft is so funny to me is because Daddy doesn't really like playing Minecraft because it's an objectiveless kind of thing. I also wanted... It's weird. Okay, so when Fallout 76 came out, we bought the big set, like the big box set and everything. And then we didn't really like it when it first launched. And I kind of want to try it again. But obviously, again, friends need people to play with that I don't have. How did you make it bigger on the inside? How did you do that? How did you make it bigger on the inside? You must explain. I see. Okay. Makes sense, makes sense. But yes, it's one of those games that I honestly will sit there and just play mindlessly and not realize time has passed. It would be. Give Opal the opportunity to make herself like a candy castle. That'd be so cool. You'd have to have a safe and an unsafe area. For those like me that are just like, nah. Yeah. Do 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 do. I don't have anything on this floor. Like, literally anything. Oh, hi. Well, that's not worth it. Cost me 1 key I don't have. Thank you. No, Minecraft's fun. I actually really like it. The problem I have is just that I am... I don't know, too much of a sailor to draw to children. Explorer does sound fun. I like it. It would be a good choice. It would. Maybe we'll look into that this weekend and see what I can figure out. Because that could be interesting. There are a lot of types of games I wanted to try. But again, you need people. Like I wanted to try, what is it, Project Playtime? Was the Poppy's Playtime spin-off little attack each other battle royale game? Which was also a free-to-play game. But yeah. Like, I was basically, most of this, like, most of the Undermine thing is just to kind of see who keeps coming back. Because if you come back to watch me do something this stupid, maybe you guys will do something with me at some point. Like... Oh no! Nope. I don't like the little black slimes because I can't freaking jump. I mean, I can't jump anyway, that's part of my problem. Because I keep playing games like this that are all slightly different mechanics. And for example, Binding of Isaac, which I have played a ton of, obviously does not have a jump mechanic. Like, you do not get to jump unless you have an ability to jump, and I don't have one. Hence the annoying. Don't do that. Moving on. Da, ba, ba, ba. No, it'll be a lot longer, that's fine. But I was kind of just trying to see who, because I've been forcing myself to talk more, which is kind of the idea. So with folks that stop by, I tend to go stalk you a little bit after just to make sure. And then I stop by and I say hi. And I've been stopping by to say hi for a bit now. So I wanted to see who would come around if I was to stream something that was rather mindless, but that allowed me to talk to everybody for a little bit because I wanted to get to know you. So here I am. So far, so good, by the way. My social interaction skills are not exactly fantastic, but I'm getting better. So there we go. Well, it was important. If I'm gonna, you know, commit to spend all kinds of time doing something, I have to know if I even want to hang out with you guys. You know, I didn't know if I was going to attract a bunch of people that were just out to be mean. I didn't know if it was going to be a situation where, like, I have a bunch of people that are just not really here to do anything fun. They're just sort of here to, like, they don't want to be directly involved. Or I didn't know if I was going to end up with, you know, just being harassed and brought to tears off the internet. Which, let's be honest, would take a minute. I've been here for a while. It would take a minute to make me cry. It's possible, but I don't really want to try. But yeah, I think that, like, I need to start trying to get myself to actually talk to other people in the realms of trying to play, because part of me feels like that is something that would help me, because I don't know how to drive a conversation super well, which is why I just keep kind of going, I'm gonna sing the Doom song. Both of you want to play something? Don't you play with Teddy on the weekends? Your Teddy, not mine. But no, I think it would be good for me because I need to learn to interact and carry on conversation with other people. Sure. What would you like to play? Okay. I've been trying to stream Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Because during the week gets to be exceptionally challenging. Mostly because I never know what my work is gonna do. Mm-hmm. No, I could do any of them. Because I do all three. Okay. Sure. I want to see if something works. Ooh! I don't know the galactic one. What does that one do? Does it give you space? Get space a bit? Like, can you go to space? We're gonna go to the void again. Guard your coffee table. I want to try something. Last few minutes. I want to see if it'll work. So we're gonna stay in the void for a second. Okay though. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Teddy's making us pizza. I can hear it. I'm happy because pizza. Where is what I'm looking for? Curse you. There you are. Well, of course you need to update. Why would you be ready to go? Why would that be a thing? Why would it act like I actually planned this in any way, rather than just went fly by the seat of my pants, do whatever I wanted? Why would that be a thing? I just want to make sure this works. Hint. Large. Gargantuan mallet-sized. Hint. Just saying. You'll see. In a second. Or longer, depending. Hmm. Hmm. So now we're talking about modded Minecraft server. You already play 7 Days to Die. I want to play Cult of the Lamb. Mostly because it looks adorable and violent, which are two of my favorite things. Also, what else did I want to play? What else do I have? I have a lot of games. A lot of games. I have scary games. I have unscary games. I have Don't Starve Together, which is also fun. If you've never seen Don't Starve Together, it actually has an interesting art style. Hold on, I'll show you. Yes, just play. Thank you. Oh, nice. There we go. Switch screens. There you are. There you are. It takes a minute. Oh, I have presents. Hold on, we're big. Too big. There we go. So, for those of you unfamiliar, only reason why I'm bringing this up right now is because if you don't know this, Victor, one of these games, you get to be a lumberjack. Just saying. Ignore that. Yay! Good, because it's important. Doesn't actually exist right now. But, yes. This is the game that Teddy won't play with me. And he won't play it specifically because I am apparently angry when you get me killed. Only when you get me killed. The only point that it matters. Where's the one I wanted to play, damn it? Ah. Okay, so he actually, I think he's changed now. Now he's a moose. He's some sort of caribou. Oh, you're gonna take forever. It's gonna take forever. It is. It's gonna take forever. I don't know why it wants to take forever. But it is. So we're over here now. Ah! You can launch missiles and have red matter and antimatter blocks. Holy cow! What do you... Antimatter blocks? Goodness. What do you use them for? Do you use them for power? I know that sounds like a really dumb question. I see. So I will tell you that at one point I got really upset, because Teddy and I had built, you know, a house and a mine that was, you know, impressive, Moria-esque, and two of our friends got bored and decided to blow it up, and I cried. Because we spent hours and hours and hours working on this thing, and it got exploded, and I was like, never again. We're not doing that ever again. Yeah. But yeah, I know that this is what most people do. I can see the joy in creating something, I guess, and I can't bring myself to do that. I'm far too much of a squish in general to be a troll. Just because. Like, I just can't do it. We would play Munchkin. Munchkin is a game designed for you to troll each other. What it's for. It's how you play. And I can't do it. I just like that. I don't know. I was built without the gene to be that kind of person. I just am. D&D was funny too for the same reasons, because I always end up playing a healer because of that. Because it's like, I just don't do that. Build huge floating islands, multiple biomes and villages. Yeah. Nuclear crafter Trinity has 30 bombs, which is worse because it literally, yeah. It would take forever to decontaminate, and there's only a finite amount of space there. Right? Like, once you create the world, it doesn't expand dramatically beyond that point because it's got a set map, right? Or am I thinking incorrectly? I also keep hearing myself talk out of Teddy's headphones that are next to me, which is weird. Because I can keep hearing myself talk. I'm like, ah! I'm like, wait, is my audio doubled? No, it's not. Oh, geez. Okay. Because I thought it was like planetoid. Am I wrong? Ah, okay. So if it gives you the option to screw it up, then it gives you the option to clean it. Right? Because most things that happen in a Minecraft universe, they can be undone. It just takes effort. I'm also sorry I'm leaning the wrong way, because my mirror settings are weird, but we're just talking for a minute. Yeah, but not impossible. Well, that's the way most things are. Because it, you know, not impossible is just kind of given a long enough timeline. You know? Ah! Move over. Thank you. It just takes it takes longer than most people are willing to spend, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. It's actually just like everything else. Yeah. By the way, Teddy, your ears are really loud. Eliminate cause a meltdown with modern version nuclear crafts on purpose. So it has to be sabotage. No. It didn't say it wouldn't do it, it just said it takes an eternity. That's fair. That's a fair assessment. No, I think that Minecraft is a really good decompression game, though. It's just one of those that obviously the conversation goes elsewhere just because it's different and it doesn't require too much thought. Because it's a long form game, so to speak, because you have an objective, but it's still just, you know, pushing blocks around for the moment. Or if you Oh no! You focused on the wrong thing and it exploded? Oh no. I hold to the fact that the first 3 days of Minecraft are the hardest. And I am the idiot that will die multiple times in the first 3 days. Because that's what happens. Did notice with a massive hunger debuff first? No. Actually, what part of the problem is it's surviving nighttime for me most of the time. Because like everybody goes, okay, you just need to do stuff really quickly. I'm just not that fast on the first few things. Because it just takes me too long. But I get there and it'll be okay. Just takes me time. But yeah. It's okay. I'll be fine. We're on the other end of the base working on storage room or the bunker. Oh no! Oh no! And then all of a sudden just explosions and everything. It was terrible. Oh jeez. I understand. That's a bit of a stressful one. I've seen a lot of like those kinds of things happen. It's like I turn around and then all of a sudden everything explodes and I don't know what happened. Like, what was that? Why have we done this? What happened? And it just went horribly wrong. Just horribly wrong. Hmm. I have bad luck. Like, I swear. My luck is terrible. Because honestly, it just turns into a thing where I'm like, oh my god. Why am I just exploded for no reason? Like, there is just no point. I'm just like, no! This is terrible! And my ongoing battles with RNG is a constant issue for me. Because as much as like I'm really pulling for it, I'm like, guys, I can do this. I can do this. Everything will be fine. It's not fine. It's always a mess. Always. Like always. I even made the joke at work one time. It's like, I don't screw up little, I screw up big. If I'm gonna screw up, it's gonna be huge. Just the way of it. Stand up a bit. Exploding can be fun. This is true. Controlled exploding. Unplanned exploding is a problem. If you have unplanned exploding, then that's an issue. Skill problem. I don't know. Heyo. So, do you want to see if the game works? I just want to see if it works. Curious now. Hold on. And chunky frames begin now. As I break things. Hold on. This is me breaking things. It's okay. Don't worry. Everything will be fine. It's just me breaking things. See? We get you excited to do different stuff. That's all it needs to be done. I'm just curious if this is even going to bother working. Can you hear it? There's no sound right now. Ooh. How chunky is this? They're really, really chunky. It's hard to tell. I think I have created the lag monster again. Oh no. Okay. I just wanted to see if it would work. Yes. Most definitely. The motion blur is horrible. Should be off anyway. Where's my thing? You come here. There we go. Thank you. Also makes me spinny. Okay, that's off. Well, yeah. I mean, it would make sense. Ah, it's already off. You need to calm yourself down. This is called me killing things. As in, like, I'm terrible, so I'm just gonna have to mid-range everything. I was just curious if it worked, to be honest. Hop. My name is non-specific. Me. I feel like my sensitivity is too high. But anyway. This was just me being stupid. I was just messing around. I wanted to see if it would work. Thank you for experimenting with me. I appreciate it. It's helpful, believe it or not. Hold on, let me get this to go that way. So that my frames will come back. There we go. Hold on. But yeah. That was fun. It is a bit of a lose-lose, unfortunately. However, I think that I have been denied pizza long enough. There we go. Or not. Well, obviously it's called Scuff and a lot of us have it. We've established this. The Scuff demon follows us around. It's a thing. It's necessary. It's like, if there is, you know, if there were streamers without Scuff, it would be, you know, a universal difference in life. We'd be AI generated. There'd be no point. That being said, though, I think that I'm gonna go eat some pizza. If y'all are cool with that. Thank you for hanging out with me. It was fun. I had a good time. Made me feel much better about my Friday that didn't really work out so well. So, my hope is that y'all have a good rest of your evening. And try to stay positive. And Explorer will talk. And Vuthra will talk. Two different entirely sounding statements there. Because I think it's funny. Going to name him Schofield. He shall be mine, and he shall be my Schofield. Yes! He'll be my squishy, and he'll be mine. Exactly. No, I think this is a good thing. And I'm glad you're sticking around, Explorer. I'm glad I could help. Motivational hamster strikes again. Yeah. Luther, if you haven't looked at GTFO, you probably should. It's a game that would appeal to you. It's a lot of tentacles. You make him look like a hamster, I'll hit you. Some sort of little chaos demon. Scufffield. I forgot you like that. However. Thank you again. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody.